Hi, Helen from crochet.com here. In this video tutorial I would like to show you how to make star stitch but worked in the round, so paying particular attention to the corners. So we're going to start with a beginning star stitch. So I always start with a standing half double crochet. So it's yarn over once, then we're going to go into the corner space and make that standing half double crochet and then chain one. This is going to give us the eye that we need to work into for this very first beginning star stitch. Okay, so we're going to put the hook into the eye that we created and pull up a loop. We're then going to go through the stitch, so you've got the two loops at the bottom of the stitch there, through that, pull up a loop, into the chain two space, pull up a loop. We've got 4 so far, and then we're going to do the same thing in the next 2 stitches. So into the first one, pull up a loop, and into the second one and pull up a loop. So we've got 6 loops on our hook. When you're making the star stitch, you need to keep this on the looser side, okay, not too tight. We're then going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 6 loops and then chain 1. Okay, this beginning star stitch that we've made, that very first half double crochet, that doesn't count, and the eye there also doesn't count when we come to work the second round. Okay, so that is the eye of our first star stitch. Okay, so then again we're just going to do exactly the same. Into the eye, pull up a loop, split that first stitch, pull up a loop, into the same stitch as this, so that was our second stitch where we pulled up a loop, so our 5th loop that we pulled up there. I'm going to go in there, pull up a loop, and then into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. Okay, so again we've got 6 loops on a hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain 1. Okay, and that is our star stitch. So again we go into the eye as 1, through the stitch, 2, into the same stitch as that last loop that we pulled up, 3, next 2, so it's 4 and 5. Okay, so we've got our beginning loop that's on our hook, and then we've done a yarn over and pull up a loop 5 times, so that gives us the 6. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1 to form a loop. So that's the bottom half of our star stitch, which is actually a 5-point marguerite stitch. Okay, so I'm going to carry on along to the end and then I'll show you how to make a corner. The beauty with crochet design is that there are no hard and fast rules, and as a designer we can change things as we like. So here's my last star stitch of this side, and you'll notice that the last yarn over and pull up is in the last stitch. Okay, sometimes it may go into the actual corner, but that's my last star stitch of this side. So to make the corner, I'm simply going to half double crochet and chain 2. Always make sure you check with your pattern. Okay, don't worry about this gap, that won't show after the next round. As you can see in this previous round, that gap doesn't show. Okay, so don't worry about that. Once you've done that chain 2, you're going to start again with a beginning star stitch. So it's a half double crochet and chain 1 to form your first eye. Through the eye, through the stitch, into the chain 2 space, and then through the first 2 stitches. Okay, that gives us our corner. Okay, so we've got our last star stitch here. We've then got a chain 1, a half double crochet, a chain 1 or 2 corner space, make sure you check with your pattern, and then our next beginning star stitch. Okay, when we work the next round, we're going to work it on the wrong side and we're going to work only into these eyes. Okay, I'll catch up with you there. Okay, so once you've come all the way round, you're going to join to that half double crochet that we made to make that beginning star stitch. Going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work, so flip it over. Okay, so we're now working with the wrong side facing us. And we start off straight into the corner. So 2 half double crochet, chain 2 and 2 half double crochet. So it's very much like just a normal corner that we would make. Oops, my yarn tangled. Okay, so that's all made into that chain 2 corner space. We're then going to skip this first half double crochet and we're going to work into the eye of our star stitch. Okay, and it's quite easy to see where that eye is. Okay, so 2 half double crochet into the eye of each star stitch. Okay, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, and this is basically what changes the 5-point marguerite into star stitch. If I turn over, you can see we've now, with seeing the wrong side of those 2 half double crochets, we've got that little star. Okay, so just carry on all the way around. When you come to the corners, there's your, oops, let's just pull my hook out. There's your last star stitch there, that's the eye. So you're going to skip this half double crochet, and then in the corner you're going to do 2 half double, chain 2, 2 half double. Come all the way round, and then you're going to just join to that first half double crochet and fasten off or slip stitch, whatever you want to do for the next round, or whatever the pattern tells you to do for the next round. I tend to always use invisible joins, so when you're going to do an invisible join, make sure that you come into that second stitch there and round, and then where you would normally go down through the back, you're going to go down into the front of your work and then just push your needle through so that it comes down and your end is here with that first end here. Okay, a couple of other little handy hints. You'll notice there's almost like a pattern that forms on the back of your work. When you do that first round, you'll have one coming down and then two going across. One coming down, two going across. One coming down, two going across. So if you mess up on stitch count or anything and you get to the end of a row and you think, I've got too many or not enough stitches to work into, that's the quickest way to see where you've made a mistake. If you've only got one instead of two here, or if you've got three instead of two, that's where you've either pulled up one loop too few or one loop too many. Okay, and then finally, when you come to work the next round, what you see at the top of your stitches here, because obviously we're on to effectively wrong side again, although we're back on the right side of our work. There's our two top loops, if you can see them there. That's get that, there we go, get that one out of the way. There's our front loop, there's our back loop, and then this one that sits down here is our third loop. Okay, so when you make this next round, make sure that you go through and under those top two loops. Okay, and you get what forms like almost a little frame along the top of your stitches. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. Very easy. Each corner starts with a beginning star stitch, and then where you end you then make a half double crochet and a chain one or two, whatever your pattern says, in the corner. And then when you come to the second round, or the second half of the star stitch, your corner is 2 half double, chain 2, 2 half double, skip the half double and make 2 half double crochets into the eye of each star stitch as you go along. Okay, very simple, very effective stitch. If you're working in rows, then each row will start with a beginning star stitch. You just won't have the extra half doubles in there. Okay, so just really, really simple but very pretty and effective stitch. Thanks for watching.